The United States is witnessing the launch of a sweeping deportation campaign under President Donald Trump's second term, igniting a firestorm of legal, political, and humanitarian debates. The White House has kicked off what it calls the largest deportation operation in American history, targeting millions of undocumented immigrants. This move, however, comes amid accusations that the administration is openly defying federal court orders, setting the stage for a potential constitutional showdown. With flights already in the air and detention centers overflowing, the nation grapples with the fallout of a policy that's as bold as it is divisive. The numbers are staggering. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement deported 37,660 people in Trump's first month back in office, per Reuters, a figure dwarfed by the 57,000 monthly average under Biden's last year. Yet, the pace is accelerating. By mid-March, ICE detention centers hit 117% capacity, holding 45,000 migrants, according to CBS News. Flights have whisked deportees to El Salvador, India, and Guantanamo Bay, with photos of handcuffed migrants boarding military planes splashed across White House press releases. On March 26, USA Today reported continued flights to Central America, despite a federal judge's order for due process hearings. Trump's team isn't slowing down. Border Czar Tom Homan told ABC News on March 23 that the administration would respect court rulings but keep targeting public safety threats. Posts on X echo this sentiment, with users noting, "Deportations are rolling, courts or not." The White House claims it's fulfilling a campaign promise to remove millions, starting with criminals. Yet, the net is widening, snaring legal residents and long-term undocumented families alike, raising questions about who's really in the crosshairs. The clash with the judiciary is heating up. On March 15th, Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, a wartime law to deport over 200 Venezuelans to El Salvador, alleging ties to the Tren de Aragua gang. Federal Judge James Boasberg blocked this move, ordering flights turned back mid-air. They landed anyway. The Guardian reported on March 25th that the Justice Department invoked state secrets privilege, refusing to disclose details, arguing Trump's absolute authority over national security, Trump's judicial oversight. Boasberg called this woefully insufficient, per Reuters, hinting at contempt charges. Chief Justice John Roberts rebuked Trump's call to impeach Boasberg, per USA Today, while a March 26th appeals court upheld the pause on Venezuelan deportations. The White House insists it's complying, claiming flights took off before written orders were issued. Legal experts aren't buying it. NPR quoted the Brennan Center's Catherine Ebright, calling it a flagrantly illegal power grab. On X, some cheer the defiance, with posts like, "Courts can't stop Trump's mandate." Others warn of a constitutional crisis, noting no president has openly defied courts in 250 years, per The Guardian. The targets are diverse. Venezuelans dominate early headlines, with 238 men sent to El Salvador's mega prison on March 16th, per Al Jazeera. Families spotted them in a viral video, shaven-headed and shackled. India saw over 100 deportees land on February 5th, per Reuters, some cuffed for the 20-hour flight. Guantanamo Bay now hosts tent cities for detainees, a February 21st Navy photo showed. The New York Times notes third countries like Costa Rica and Panama are accepting Central Asians and Africans, a new twist in Trump's strategy. Not all are criminals. The Washington Post reported cases like Rasha Alawieh, a kidney specialist, deported despite a valid visa and court order. Civil rights groups say innocent people are swept up, with tattoos misread as gang signs. A post-Ipsos poll found 84% of Americans, including 79% of Republicans, want Trump to follow court orders, yet 60% oppose deporting long-term residents or parents of U.S. citizens. This gap fuels public tension as the policy barrels forward. The operation's scale is straining resources. ICE's 47,600 detention slots are maxed out, per Politico, forcing deals with the Pentagon and prisons for more beds. Immigration courts, already backlogged, face a growing mess as judges resign, per the New York Times. Homans requested $175 billion from Congress for border security, but funding lags. Flights aren't cheap either. Military jets burn cash compared to Biden-era commercial deportations. Globally, it's a mixed bag. El Salvador's President Bukele welcomes deportees, locking them in his terrorism confinement center, per Reuters. Venezuela resists, forcing detours to third countries. Canada's seeing a spike in migrants fleeing north, intercepted in Alberta snow, per the New York Times. Mexico, under tariff pressure, has slashed northward flows, leaving its border cities eerily quiet, per Axios. For migrants, it's a nightmare. Margalis Rodriguez, a Venezuelan mother, told AP News she's stuck in Tijuana, her CBP-1 slot canceled, living in a tent. Others, like Caterine Rodriguez, trek back through Panama's Darien Gap, risking death to escape limbo, per the Washington Post. Deportees in El Salvador face severe overcrowding, inadequate food, per The Guardian, a fate some call worse than staying. Posts highlight despair, with one user writing, "They're deporting faster than people can run." Resistance is growing. Academic groups sued over student deportations tied to Gaza protests, per The Guardian, while protests hit Rhode Island on March 17th, per Al Jazeera. Yet, Trump's base cheers. A White House spokesperson told The Washington Post, "The American people elected Trump to deport criminal illegals, brushing off critics." Deportations may hit 300,000 in 2025, per The Washington Post, still shy of Trump's millions pledge. Courts could escalate, with Boasberg's Friday hearing looming, per Forbes. If contempt sticks, officials face fines or jail, though Trump's immunity complicates enforcement, per Politico. The Supreme Court looms as the White House appeals, betting on a friendly ruling. The narrative's split. Supporters see a border secured. Critics see a rule of law trashed. X reflects this divide, with posts ranging from "Trump's keeping us safe" to "This is tyranny." The operation's just begun, but its defiance of courts signals a presidency unbound, for better or worse. For now, planes keep flying and migrants keep running, caught in a policy as relentless as it is contested. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the latest developments at the U.S. border.
me dio y su apellido. Ahí.
We got the manifest. Now we can start with Thank you.